Hi guys, and welcome back to another edition of Wikipedia. As you may have guessed, I'm pretty frustrated right now, and it's all your fault. Seeing you guys posting summit pictures on Facebook's Taiwan Bai Yue every day is really making me jealous. I'm itching to get back out there amongst the mountains, but seriously, I don't think that's going to be anytime this year. So in the meantime, I'm going to share with you some big news. As you've probably guessed by the video's title, I've made a big decision about my future climbing goals. I've decided that I want to try and complete the Bai Yue, or Taiwan's top 100 mountains. Now before you say anything, it's not like I'm starting from scratch, as I already have 7 of these peaks under my belt. Granted, they are some of the easiest ones, but that still means I only have 93 to go. My personal Bai Yue journey started back in 2000, when I scaled Yushan along with some friends. My next one came in 2005, when I climbed Yushan for the first time, which is coincidentally the only time I've ever climbed a mountain with my wife. Having kids and being busy with work meant it was around 9 years until my next one, again Yushan, this time with my colleagues. Then came Yushan once again in October 2018 with Hugo, Yushan for a second time in April 2019, and then Yushan again for a 4th time last August. So 6 summits and 3 peaks, but on only one occasion did I actually see anything at the top, as the weather was terrible all the other times. The lack of views meant I was less than inspired. Was it always like this at the summit? Of course not, I just didn't know any better. The pivotal moment, and probably the one that contributed most to my recent decision, came in January this year, when I knocked off another 4 Bai Yue peaks in the course of 3 days at Hehuanshan. The weather was absolutely perfect, and the views from both Hehuan East Peak and Chilai North Peak were quite breathtaking. I could literally see hundreds of peaks that I'd never seen before. I was amazed and inspired. Now I'd heard of the Bai Yue before, but I'd never really thought much about it. But a Taiwanese guy that I met at the top of Chilai North mentioned it to me, and I started to think. And since returning to Singapore and spending several weeks in lockdown, I've had a lot more time to think about it. I even spent a whole day creating a Google map showing the 100 peaks as well as the 10 glories, plus a few of the main routes. Now I don't know about you guys, but I find that I need something to motivate me to achieve goals. A few years ago, in order to keep fit, I started to sign up for triathlons. Not necessarily because I like doing them, but because it gave me a goal to work towards and a reason to exercise and stay fit. It worked out pretty well, and I have these and a bunch of other medals to show for it. So now I'm going to do the same with mountains. So I figure that as I've managed to do 7 peaks in just over a year without even trying, I think I can do it in about 5 years. Some of you guys have been really helpful in the last few weeks, making suggestions for mountains and routes for me to try next. A couple of people have mentioned the Bai Yue, while others have talked about the Nan Duan, and one optimistic person even mentioned the Zhongyang Shanmai Dazhongzhou. Now, I'll never rule anything out, but I think the hardest part about that particular challenge would be finding someone crazy enough to do it with me. Any takers? The biggest challenge facing me right now is the uncertainty about traveling and when international travel is going to restart in Asia. The other challenge is that for now I'm not even living in Taiwan, but hopefully that will be less of an issue in the near future. So if anyone has any useful hints or tips that you'd like to share, or even if you'd like to join me hiking when I eventually get the chance to visit Taiwan again, then please, I'm all ears. And that's it for today. Before I go, a few of you have mentioned how you're looking forward to seeing Hugo and I back on the trail in the future? Well, you'll be pleased to know that the reluctant hiker is fit and well. I spoke to him recently, and he too is looking forward to the day when we can be reunited on the slopes of Taiwan. In the meantime, I've put together a short montage of Hugo's greatest hits for those of you who really miss him. Enjoy! Good morning!
Top of the morning, Governor! Sawadika!
This
I
punk,
need no introduction.
this punk you know, Hugo. What do you think so far?
Well, I'll get there eventually. Everything's difficult for me, but humidity really makes it inspiring.
He's lived in Taiwan for 10 years and at least he's learned one thing, he can use chopsticks.
When you film me, I never know if I should suck my stomach in or just let that.
No, nobody cares. I should do this on a time lapse. It's a nice little town, but you meet all kinds of weirdos here. Look at this guy here. The smell is amazing. Wouldn't you agree?
Wonderful, just a wonderful aroma. The rules of the camping area, it's a shame because I was planning on verdering, but then I come here and it says no verder, so.
A world first.
You and your great, wonderful ideas. Having an expert local guide is one of the most important things you can do in any destination.
Here he comes, last as usual.
Are you feeling okay with your ankle?
2 of them, just for you.
Anybody fancy climbing Mount Shitty?
I thought that's where we were, because it was so shitty, but apparently we weren't at this point.
You soul's been climbing mountains and someone's been doing this.
Alright.
Okay, so we've done 3 peaks. Well, some of us have. And,
You've been waiting for me to fall.
correct! Look at Bambi on ice here. Oh shit! Okay guys, honest question, what was the highlight for you today, Hugo?
Finishing.
So, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And finally, and most importantly, get the bell on.